So yesterday, David Carr listed on an item at NFL.com the 10 quarterbacks to target via free agency trade or the draft this year. And he mentions at number 2, Russell Wilson. And he mentions the 4 teams for which Russell Wilson would play via trade from the Seahawks, the Bears, Saints, Cowboys, and the Raiders. The Raiders, current starting quarterback, David Carr's younger brother, Derek Carr. If I'm one of those 4 teams, i.e. the Raiders, I'm picking up the phone yesterday. He, Russell Wilson, is everything you want in a quarterback with endless talent, arm strength, poise, and intelligence. Plus, he has the kind of ice in his veins that gives his team a chance to win in late games, no matter how great the deficit. I was stunned by that. I wrote the article. I sent it around to you and Pete and Matt yesterday, Chris, and I couldn't believe it. And you had a great theory that hey, maybe Derek gave the nod to this because he's sick of the speculation.
Right.
Yeah. So, but wait. Oh, no, that wasn't the case. The phrase,
amendment,
if I'm one of those
change.
4 teams, was changed to if I'm a quarterback-needy team. I'm picking up the phone yesterday. And let me tell you this, first of all. Saying if I'm a quarterback-needy team makes no sense in context because it's one paragraph after the paragraph where he talks about Russell Wilson limiting the universe of teams to 4. So if you're any of those other teams, other than the 4 that have been identified, you're wasting your time calling up. So this was funny to me. And the way it was changed, no evidence that it was changed, no update to the timestamp, no editor's note, no anything. It was just, oh, crap. I can't believe I did that. Let's make the change and let's never mention it again, and let's hope no one notices. Oops.
I mean, originally I was shocked when you sent along the article and all those things. I thought, well, there's no way he writes this unless he talked to his brother, and his brother was like, "Hey, the hell with this. I'm sick of dealing with this every year. Fine, go ahead, write it. Tell him to trade for me." You know, that's what I texted you, right? I mean, that's what it would have appeared to me. But obviously, you know, after the amendment change there must have been some sort of phone call or text message like, "Yo, dude, what the hell? I'm your brother, and my wife is pissed off because we don't want to move. We just moved into this house. What are you doing?" Like, so I'm sure that was a very awkward exchange, certainly. And, hey, listen, we know Russell Wilson's awesome. There's no doubt about that. And is he better than Derek Carr? Yes, he is. But, man, the Raiders are one of those teams where, hey, I look at John Gruden and go, yeah, I think he'd love to have a guy like Russell Wilson. But like we talked about yesterday, you know, he's got his robot wired, finally, in a Derek Carr. And as we talked about last week when we hit the AFC West teams, I mean, the Raiders got holes. I mean, their defense is stinky. They need players, and if they were going to trade Derek Carr for Russell Wilson, they're obviously going to have to give up assets and picks and things like that to get him. There's going to be something that goes along with that, and that's where I just don't think it makes sense, at least from that standpoint.
Peter King and I were kicking it around last week. He thought that maybe Derek Carr, Jonathan Abram, and Hunter Renfrow, plus a pick or 2, could get it done.
That's a possibility. I mean, that is. But, yeah, I mean, you know, I don't think the Seahawks, I don't think need safety help right now, but it would probably take something like that. I think that's, yeah, maybe one of the young corners they have, something like that. Maybe that would have to be thrown into there. That would make a little more sense to me than the safeties. But yeah, probably something similar to that to get the job done. And I don't know if the Raiders would be willing to do that right now or not. You know, Abram, of course, is a first-round pick, and yeah, he's been a little wild and crazy, but he does have talent and he does have attitude, and that's hard to replace. So I just don't see it happening. I don't know. I don't, and I'm just, again, I don't know where this Russell Wilson thing's going to go, and it'll be interesting. But that was very odd yesterday. Family on family crime in the NFL.
And your take, I thought, was compelling, the idea that maybe Derek Carr has had enough of it because it's out there that Russell Wilson wants to play for the Raiders, and the Raiders haven't come out and said No. Derek Carr's our guy. And what have we heard from Mike Mayock, the GM of the team, for the last couple of years? Every time he talks about quarterbacks, he says we're looking constantly for a potential upgrade. Remember, they kicked tires on Kyler Murray and Dwayne Haskins in 2019. Why? Because we're constantly looking for upgrades at all positions, including quarterback.
Right.
So at a certain point, you do get sick of it if you're Derek Carr. My wild guess as to what happened here is that David Carr just kind of provided the list to someone else at NFL.com, and that someone else wrote it up, and he read it, and he didn't notice it, and he said, okay. And then he got the WTF text from his brother after we posted the thing yesterday.
Yeah.
And think about this. In 2018, the last time that David Carr listed his top 10 NFL quarterbacks, he listed his brother higher than Russell Wilson, which is mind-blowing in and of itself.
Yes, it is. There's no doubt. I mean, hey, listen, Derek Carr's had some moments. We know that. He was really damn good that year. He broke his, leg or ankle before they went to the playoffs. Man, was he clutch. He had like ice water in his veins that year. So I can understand it being closer that year, certainly. But ever since that point, I mean, Russell Wilson's...
That wasn't the year, though. That was the year after.
Oh, that was the year after. You're
2018.
Right. Yeah.
2017 was the year that he was just good enough to get Jack Del Rio fired for John Gruden.
Yeah, all right. So, yeah, that shouldn't have been that close there. And then, of course, Russell Wilson the last few years has gone into superstardom. I mean, Russell Wilson is a rare talent in the fact that he is as clutch as they come. He's one of those guys, Mike, that really... Like, when it doesn't happen at the end of the football game and he doesn't make the big throw, you're like, what? How? I can't believe it. He always does. I mean, he's as clutch as they come in the NFL in those type of moments. And, of course, he can carry a team in certain moments, too, and make plays that are just off the charts good. So that's the aspect he brings to the game. Derek Carr is really good, but he does need system help. And I don't mean to say that, in a derogatory way. I'm just saying, listen, there's only a few guys in the world that are like a Russell Wilson that can do what he can do. Derek Carr is awesome. When you give him an offense, he can make really good decisions. He's a high-level thrower. He's very accurate, and he does have a lot of value as an NFL starting quarterback. But, yeah, at this point, I think Russell Wilson's a little bit in a different stratosphere.
The odds makers unmoved by the recent talk about Russell Wilson leaving, the agent identifying the 4 teams for which Russell Wilson would play. PointsBet has Seattle at minus 1250 as the next destination, the next place that Russell Wilson will take a snap. So that means he's going nowhere, according to the odds. But beyond that, the favorite would be the Las Vegas Raiders at plus 450. I'm surprised Dallas is where they are. I think Dallas is the least likely of the 4 teams to go after Russell Wilson for a very, very simple reason. First of all, there's no way you can include Dak Prescott, really.
You're still blocked by him, right?
I've always been. I don't know what I did to be blocked. That's what bothers me about it more than anything else. When you get blocked by someone and you have no idea what you did to trigger it. Now, there have been times in the past where it's like, I know this guy's going to block me based on this tweet, but I'm clueless as to what I ever said or did to get Derek Carr to block me. Clueless.
Oh, I'm sure you did something. I mean, well, this is stirring up family drama. That's good. This is your first time down that lane, but I don't think it
may not be the first time.
Yeah, it might not be the first time.
It's the first time they've given me something. It's the first time they've given me something that's made it so easy.
Okay. So I'm sure if we went through your timeline, there's plenty of things that justified him blocking you. I'm sure of that.
Anyway, what was I saying earlier? Oh, I was saying about the Cowboys. I just of all the teams that Russell Wilson's named, it makes no sense. It makes no sense for the Cowboys to do it, but that probably means they'll be the ones who do.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.